Senator, there are now 45 million Americans who have no health insurance at all. What can the government do to make health care affordable for them?
Make it tax deductible. Instantly cuts the price by as much as 35%. That happens to be one of the items in my tax cut package.
You really think tax cuts are the answer for everything, don't you?
If it's deductible...
No, well, that won't help at all. The uninsured are in the 35% tax bracket, not in the 10% bracket, so your deduction would only give them a 10% discount. So then a $10,000 policy would cost $9,000. Now, does that sound like something that a mother of three making $30,000 a year can afford?
Okay, so after you've raised taxes and you've enacted every bit of the Santos health care plan, then all the health care problems in America will be solved, right? Everyone will have health insurance. Everyone will be happy.
No, but it will move us towards universal health coverage.
So it won't cover the 45 million.
It will be a very large first step towards universal health coverage.
First step. So after you've enacted the plan that you're proposing here tonight, how many people will that leave without health insurance?
The first stage of my plan would cover at least 15 million people.
15 million?
Yes, 15 million, which represents the single biggest increase in health insurance coverage that the federal government has ever provided.
After raising taxes and creating a massive new bureaucracy to run a complex government health insurance program, the Santos health plan will leave 30 million people without health insurance. Do you really think that the Congress is going to let you do all that? And not even cover half the problem?
To tell you the truth, I'm not crazy about my health care plan either. It's what I think can get through Congress. My ideal plan, very simple. Just delete the words over 65 from the Medicare statute.
Excuse me. You want to put everyone in the country on Medicare?
Why not? You want to start on the whole socialized medicine rap now?
Well, yeah, for starters.
Well, this is never going to happen because Senator Vinnick...
No, sir. No, sir. Let's...
No.
Senator Vinnick and the insurance companies will never let it happen. But if you all had an option of using Medicare, you could save a lot of money. Private health insurance companies, they spend about 25% of your money on administrative costs, on paperwork. Do you know how much Medicare spends on administrative costs? Would anyone like to guess?
35%.
35%.
40%.
40%. Anyone want to go higher?
45.
Yeah, you see, you think it would be higher than private companies, right? A massive government bureaucracy can't be more efficient than private companies. Republicans have been telling you that forever. 2%. Medicare's administrative costs are 2%. That's 23% lower than private health insurance companies and HMOs. The best kept secret in this country is that Medicare is the most efficient healthcare system in the world. If you had the option of choosing Medicare instead of your private insurance companies, you would save big money, at least 20%.
That's crazy. Medicare taxes would skyrocket.
Yes, the Medicare tax would have to go up, but it would still be much lower than your present health care insurance premiums. I don't know about you, but if you give me a choice between something called a premium and something called a tax, my only question is going to be, which one's going to be cheaper?
Yeah, I literally don't know where to begin. I mean, to force everyone in the country into a program...
I wouldn't force anyone. I would just give them the option. See what happens when the HMOs have to compete with an efficient system that allows you to choose your own doctor and to make your own health care.
Are you finished? Because if you have anything sensible to say about health care, I'd
you know, coming from a guy who has no plan at all, who has spent a career saying no, no, no to every health care reform package that has ever come to Congress...
Do you have another one of these microphones?
You gentlemen aren't going to go out in the audience, are you?
Okay. Let me leave it at this. I am opposed to Congressman Santos's compromise plan and to his dream plan. And I pledge to you here tonight, I will never raise the Medicare tax, not one penny.
Yeah, Senator, you're on Medicare, right?
I'm on the Senate health care
plan. And you use the Medicare as a supplement to that plan.
Yes, but I haven't really...
Well, Medicare is good enough for the senator, but it's not good enough for us. I'm just saying that if we could join Medicare, we could have a much cheaper, much more efficient health care system.
Let me raise a related issue, if I possibly could, Senator, and that is prescription drugs, whose prices have been going up at more than twice the rate of inflation. So do you favor re-importing American drugs from Canada where they are much cheaper?
You know why Canadian drugs are cheaper? Why drugs are cheaper up there in Canada? Because the government controls the price. Now, you know how many life-saving drugs are invented in Canada? None. Because the government controls the price.
Well, Canadian laboratories have helped to create some very important
Nothing
drugs.
like the miraculous drugs that the American pharmaceutical industry has given to the entire world.
Given to the world? I guess you haven't seen their price list lately.
Not long ago, if you were HIV positive in this country, you were marked for death. Not anymore. And that's thanks to the American pharmaceutical companies. In the 1970s, the most common cause of surgery was for ulcers. Now, you get an ulcer, you take a pill. Is it an expensive pill? Yes. Yeah, $1 seems like a lot to pay for a pill. But how does $1 a day sound compared to a $40,000 surgery bill? So are prescription drugs expensive? Yes. Do they save us from getting hit with much more expensive hospital bills? Yes. Do they save lives? Yes. American pharmaceutical companies save us money, and they save lives, and the Democrats can't stop attacking.
Well, why should the pharmaceutical industry get protection that no other American industry gets? We can buy anything else from Canada. Why not prescription drugs?
Because Canadian price controls are not fair to American.
They're not fair?
No, they're not.
Is it fair that AIDS victims have been dying in Africa for years because drug companies have been protecting the profit margins?
Drug makers have lowered their prices in Africa dramatically.
Only after we have pushed them to do it, and they're still not low enough to get to every person who really needs them.
People are not dying in Africa because of drug companies. They're dying because they don't have clean water supplies, because they don't have a basic infrastructure for a healthcare system, and because they have corrupt leaders who frequently prevent our help from getting to the sick people who need it.
Well, yes, healthcare delivery in Africa is weak, which is why we have to provide full-scale debt relief for those countries so that they can concentrate on building up their basic infrastructure instead of the impossible burden of repaying loans to the rich countries of the world.
Debt relief's a nice idea, but it won't help. It'll just formalize the reality that poor countries can never repay their loans.
Senator, are you saying that you're opposed to debt relief for impoverished countries?
No, we should forgive the debts, but that's not going to help those countries very much.
Okay. What will?
Tax cuts.